Right, hello there everyone, welcome back to Redmond TV and welcome to the last episode of what has been a 4-part series of me giving the Liverpool team a season review, as well as suggesting whether we should keep, sell or loan each player within the Liverpool squad. We've done goalkeepers, we've done defenders, we've done midfielders and we're about to do attackers. And if you do enjoy this final episode, then smash a like, but only if you enjoy. Furthermore, subscribe to Redmond TV to join the Redmond's army, and let's get into today's Redmond Roundup season review. So like I said, today is going to be the final episode and we are doing the attackers. Now the attackers will be on the screen somewhere so you know which players I'm going to be talking about. There was a few players that you thought I missed out from the midfield section, but no, they would just be classed as an attacking player. That being said, I'm going to do this one in a very specific way. So I'm going to talk about the first teamers, like your Salahs, your Manes, your Jotas and your Firminos. Then I'm going to talk about like the second team players. So for example, like a Minamino, a Harigi, them type of players. And then furthermore, the younger players, so like your Harvey Elliots and whatnot. Let's start off with the first team players. So I want to start off with the one, the only man like Bobby Firmino, and that's why I've done the smile, because he's got the best smile in world football and no one can take that away from him. Bobby Dazzler, man, how are you going to rate that season out of 10? And furthermore, let me know down below in the comments, do you still want him to stay at Liverpool, or have you had enough of the amazing Brazilian that is Bobby Firmino? And listen, even if you have, I kind of get it, because he's not getting the goals that he should be for the position he's playing in. But I do still think he's a good enough player to play for the club. I think that was shown, especially in the second half of last season, that he has still got, well, actually not even still got, he never lost it. He's always been one of the best technically gifted players in this Liverpool squad, and I'm thinking that's something that we can't take away from Bobby Firmino. So based on last season, even though I don't think it was his best year, I'm still going to give him a overall 6.5. I was going to go with a 6, and I would have went with a 7, but I just feel like 6 is too harsh and a 7 is too nice, so I'm going to go in the middle and a 6.5. There was moments where he's big games like a Tottenham Hotspur where he scored in both of them fixtures, Manchester United. He scores in big games, but it's just he doesn't score often enough. But like I said, at the dead end of last season when we needed him, he really did step up. So when it comes to keep, sell or loan Bobby Firmino, I'm going to say keep him, except next season, hopefully by the end of next season, I won't be putting him in the attackers episodes again. I want to see him in the midfield. I don't want to see Bobby Firmino in that front three. I now believe it is the end of the front three, Mane, Salah and Firmino. But that doesn't mean all three of them players are going to leave the club. I think Bobby is still good enough for this team. Maybe even he replaces Genie. I don't know. But that's just a suggestion. So I'm going to keep him. That being said, I'm going to give him a 6.5 based on last season. Let's move in to Salah. Now, most people's eyes, the best player of last season. I've gave him an 8 out of 10, and I'm going to keep Mo Salah, no doubt about it. I don't even really need to explain much. He's like the top goal scorer every season for our team. This year, he took Harry Kane all the way till the end. There was a stat the other day where I saw like Harry Kane won Tottenham 11 points, Salah won us 17 points, and without them points, we'd be 11th. It just shows that this notion that Mohamed Salah is a selfish player, it's honestly ridiculous. And I can make a joke right now, but sincerely, I want to let people know, just in case there's any confusion, of how much I absolutely adore the man, the myth that is friggin' mini Mo Salah and big Mo Salah. Out of last season, I'll give him an 8 because I don't even think it was his best season, but that's why he's so good. He doesn't have to have his best season, and it's still good. He's still scoring over 30 goals. He's a club legend, certified, and until people realise that, the sooner we can all sleep a fucking night anyway. So we're keeping Salah and an 8 out of 10. Sadio Mane, one of his more below par seasons, weren't it? In fact, I don't even think that was Mane's worst season in a Liverpool shirt. I think that was Mane's worst season probably ever. Because at Southampton, he weren't that bad. Before he joined Southampton, I couldn't imagine he had a season like that. Otherwise, why would Southampton buy him? And then even when he joined us, first season killed it, second season smashed it, third season best player in the world. This season just looked off it, and people were saying, oh, he's done this, that and the other. The number one factor for Mane's downfall this season, at least in my opinion, is confidence. I feel like confidence is a very overlooked thing in football, mentality, and I just think if you score a few goals in consecutive games, that confidence is going to build, and you're not going to overthink in certain moments as much as you usually would. And I saw Mane overthink or even at times not think enough this season about certain decisions. He couldn't beat his man from time to time, but you've just got to realise, players, this can happen to players. You know, bearing in mind, he plays every week as well. He plays a lot of football, so I'm not trying to give him excuses, but there were still glimpses and signs last season that Mane can still be a very, very lethal winger and offer a lot to this squad. So based on a rating, I am going to give him a 3.5 out of 10, and I get my fellow Sadio Mane fans might be a little bit upset by that, but I just don't feel like, besides maybe the start of the season, he really stepped up at any real point. You know, the best game that he had from the top of my memory was against Chelsea when we beat them 2-0. Therefore, I don't want to overrate him, but I certainly don't want to underrate him. But I'm still going to keep Sadio. Like I said, I believe at least he can still offer a hell of a lot to this team. And not only just offer a lot to this team, but still get us goals, still get us assists. And more importantly, if we sign a new winger, he's still going to add that element of competition within the squad. So 3.5, but we're keeping Mane. And then the last player of the main sort of front three, front four, Diogo Jota, the new signing. Now, he's going to get basically the joint highest rated, along with this man right here, Mini Mo. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. The second he came in, we all started calling him Diogo, Goat, and all this, that, and the other. And you've just got to love it. And I love Diogo Jota. I feel like next season, you know, we thought this season he stepped up to the plate. I feel like next season is going to be his real breakout season. You can see Klopp loves him. You can see he loves the club. And you can see that he works well with that front three. And whenever the front three are in a bad run of form, at least now we have got someone who can add that little bit more energy and that little bit more quality, more importantly, in which Diogo Jota can offer, and he has been offering this season. I think he's scored like 2 goals less than Marcus Rashford in like 22 less games. So if that in itself goes to show how good Diogo Jota's been, 8 out of 10, and you're keeping Diogo Jota. Now let's move into the sort of second team-ish players that won't or have not had. Oh my goodness, the words are not coming out. Have not had as much of an impact for this Liverpool team. So let's start off with Diva Harigi. I'm going to give Diva Harigi a 4 out of 10 for last year. And to be honest, if you gave him a 1, that'd be sound. If you gave him a 2 out of 10, again, that would be sound. But I gave him a 4 because he just never played much. And it's a shame because I've always wanted more for Diva Harigi. After the Champions League final and whatnot, like I called him a legend. You can even go and see me Redmond TV video. It just loads and loads of memories spring to mind with Diva Harigi and everything he's done for this club. But clearly Jurgen Klopp doesn't rate him as high as we all thought, maybe, or maybe even as high as we rate him as Liverpool fans, or he's just not quite what we need in our system. Either way, he's not playing football, therefore you sell Diva Harigi. And like I said, I'm going to give him a 4 out of 10. So I don't want to make it seem like that I'm being harsh, but I just think for him and for us and for whatever club that's going to buy him, that's a good move. It's just to let him go, or let him go there, wherever it's going to be. Whether it's in the Premier League, another league, Italian league, don't really care. You've got to let Diva Harigi go for his sake and for ours. Get a little bit of money, however much amount of money that you can get for Diva Harigi. Try and recoup as much as that as possible. And yeah, Diva, I hope the best for you, mate. You know what I mean? Let me know in the comments down below what you would do. It's not the most proud thing that I'd ever say, but listen, I'd sell him, man. Minamino, I'm selling Minamino, but I have gave him a 7 out of 10 for last season. Now, I know there's going to be Liverpool fans who raise an eyebrow and be like, but James, he was sick at Southampton, man, what you mean? Like, he weren't, though. He played 2 games, scored 2 goals, didn't even play that well in them games, because I watched them games, and believe me, he actually weren't that great. He scored 2 good goals, though. Other than that, he has not been in that team. He's not been in that team at any stage during this season. So anyone who's creating a myth that Minamino was good for Southampton is bollocks. And all he's done for us was score a goal against Crystal Palace in a game that we won 7-0. Not trying to hate on Minamino, but he's not going to... Is he going to make us title contenders next season? Let me present that question to you. When you saw him getting bodied by the Aston Villa under-16s, did you think, oh, do you know what, this is a player that is going to take us to the title contenders this season? Did you? Because if you did, that's ridiculous. But more importantly, to the people who are saying, oh, but James, he's young. He's 25. You know what I mean? Like, we've got well younger players in the squad, so why are we persisting with Minamino unless he's happy to sit for the under 14s? Which even still, listen, might be a bit of a challenge for him. I'm not keeping him, man. I want to be a champion, not not where Minamino's my first choice in any position, to be dead honest. But maybe I'm being a bit harsh. Anyway, and now with them sort of second team players out the way, let's move into the youngsters. So these are the youngsters, by the way. Shay J. Ojo, Harvey Elliot, Harry Wilson, and Tyron, wait there, what's his name? Iwo Niai. We're going to do him last anyway, his name's mad. Shay J. Ojo, I'm going to give a 6 out of 10. For those who don't know, he was out on loan at Cardiff City. He had a pretty okay season. He had a few big moments, but listen, he's 23. If it would have worked out for Shay J. Ojo by now, it would have worked out at this point, and it still hasn't. Therefore, I believe he's a good enough player to play in the Championship, maybe even the lower ends of the Premier League, but I don't think he's good enough for Liverpool, and I don't think it is worth selling him out on loan. Again, basically, he's 23, 24. His ceiling is only getting lower. Therefore, I think we sell him and try and get the funds that we can for Shay J. Ojo. Harvey Elliot, my brother, listen, a player that was absolutely just a monster last season. Everyone said he was going to get bodied off the ball in the Championship, and he's going to be showing up this, that and the other. And he just shown everyone why he is the youngest player to ever play in the damn Premier League. This is a baller. This is a player that Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, all these massive clubs were after this player. And do you know why he joined Liverpool? Because he loves the club. And this is a kid. He's a kid. He's got You'll Never Walk Alone on his arm. So, even if Harvey Elliot ever joined Man United, it's banter, because he's got You'll Never Walk Alone tattooed to his skin. This is someone who is a true fan of the club, and for this reason, by the way, the rating out of 10, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10, which is on par with Mo Salah and Diogo Jota. He got 11 assists and 7 goals last season with Blackburn, one of their best standout players, no doubt about it. But this is someone that I think next season, you talk about your Sakas, you talk about your Mason Greenwoods. I think Harvey Elliott can be that player for us. A lot of people thought it was going to be Curtis Jones, but just from that attacking standpoint, I believe it's going to be Harvey Elliott. Them two are both great young players, but especially Harvey Elliott. I really think people should keep an eye out on him in the first team of the Liverpool squad next season. So he gets an 8 out of 10. Harry Wilson, who was also at Cardiff, I gave him a 7 out of 10. But one thing I've noticed with Harry Wilson, he's a big game and big moments player. He's not someone who's going to come into the team like a Salah and score in every single other game. He's not that type of player. However, if you're in a League Cup semi-final against Manchester United, he's probably going to whip a free kick into the top bins. And he's going to have that type of an impact. So it's really what you want. Do you want a player who's going to be there for them moments, or do you want a player who's going to be there for the consistency? For me, I'd be fine if we kept Harry Wilson, but I would rather sell Harry Wilson based on the fact he had a good loan spell at Bournemouth, he had a good loan spell at Derby, and now he's had a good loan spell at Cardiff. He's proven that he can play at least at the lower end of the Premier League. I believe he's good enough to play at that level. However, if you weren't to sell him and you was to keep him, you only risk lowering that value over time. Therefore, I think we should sell Harry Wilson now and get as much money as we can and reinvest that back into the squad. Because, like I said, like I always say, FSG, they need to sell a player to buy a player. So sell these deadwood players, essentially. Not trying to be disrespectful, but that to me is what Harry Wilson is. And then go out and get a bigger player that's going to help your team. So let me know what you would do with Harry Wilson. And then Tyro Awioni, I don't know how to say his name, but I've just said sell him. I've known him for a few years just because I know he's in the Liverpool team, but I've never seen him do that much. He's now 24 or something like this. Therefore, sell him. But that is the list that is concluded. So just to go through it again, Firmino, I gave you 6.5 out of 10, but I'm keeping him. Mane, a 3.5 out of 10, but I'm keeping him. Salah, a 8 out of 10, but I'm keeping him. Jota, a 8 out of 10, and I'm keeping him. Origi, a 4 out of 10, but I'm going to sell him. Minamino, a 7 out of 10, but I'm selling him. Shay J. Ojo, sell with a 6 out of 10. Harvey Elliott, 8 out of 10 with a keep. Harry Wilson, sell and 7 out of 10. And then Awayoni Nini, sell, and I didn't give him a rating because I haven't saw him play much this season. So I'm just going to say a 5. But anyway, people, if you have enjoyed this series of this the 4-part series of basically me going through the whole Liverpool squad, giving them a season rating, as well as suggesting whether we should keep, sell or loan, let me know if you've enjoyed this video and this series by smashing a like and commenting and all that other good stuff. just thank you for watching this video, man. Thank you for supporting, as always, and I will see you all later back for the Redmond roundups. And if you wanna see me do any other smaller series, then let me know in the comments. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you all later. Peace out.